Hey guys, I wanted to create another mini base. I think if I create maybe 3 to 5 different types of designs, I know the layout is basically the same, but if I attempt to do it 3 or 4 more times, maybe 5 times, I think it would be better if I provide more examples that way. Um, I think it would just help new players and stuff like that coming into the game. The base that I'm going to be connected to is where that flag is at there, where my cursor is at. And where at all possible, I didn't really talk about this too much, and I didn't get a chance to do it in one of my mini bases, was I like to build under the clouds. I think it's kind of a nuisance to build your base in the clouds, and so they just kind of get in the way and stuff. So being system is underneath the clouds here, and I'm on top of a hill here. Just kind of pan around so you can see what my surroundings are. This is going to be an ideal location for a mini base. So what I'm going to do here is obviously clear out some of these trees and flatten this out a little bit, and maybe extend this out like in here a little bit, because I don't think this flooring is going to be big enough. But this is where I'm going to be creating it. So when I lay this out a little bit and start clearing some of these blocks out, I'll go ahead and pick it up again so you guys can see where I'm coming from on this design. So just 1 second. Okay, picking back up. What I didn't also talk about was they've since I did the last mini base, they made it to where spiders can climb walls now. So I've made a slight modification to the mini base design, so it's still like this layout is still going to work for me. What I talked about in the first video is that the dimensions, I need 10 by 20 minimum, because I always put boosters in underneath these things to connect these bases together. So if you don't want to do that, that's fine. Your flooring doesn't need to be quite as big if you don't need it. But for my purposes, I will be building a room underneath this for a booster room. So what I ended up doing is knocking this down a couple of levels, and then I'm going to finish this up a little bit more to sort of extend these walls up a little bit. And when I pick that up, I guess when I finish that up, I guess I'll pick this back up again. So just 1 second. Alright, I went ahead and decided to expand this area out a little bit just to give this mini base a little different feel. I had this plateau down here, so I decided to go ahead and use it in this design. I'm going to need another food source being this far away from my mini base, so I decided I'm going to create a farm system in here. I ran across a lot of mines in this area, so I'm going to need that. The next piece that I'm going to need to do to this is to add a little lip around this wall here, and that lip, the enhancement, is to prevent spiders from getting up here, being that spiders can climb walls now. So with adding this lip in the previous design, I went down 3 blocks plus, and adding this lip on here, you don't need to have this wall so high. 2 blocks would be sufficient on that. So I prefer to use glass over dirt, is because so I can see through it. Eventually you're going to have a gathering of monsters around here, and I just like to be able to see what I'm up against if I decide to get off of this, or if I wanted to, for whatever reason, go out there and kill them if they were spiders to get their thread or whatever. So that's why I prefer to use glass. So anyway, when I add that lip around this whole thing, I'll go ahead and pick this back up again. So just 1 second. Okay, picking back up. This little area down here was natural, so I went ahead and added a staircase in here. Just going to show you guys that. And then I added the lip around the edge of this, and you just need to make sure that this is high enough, because there are going to be skeletons or whatever on the other side, so this doesn't need to be so high. So I'm not going to build the booster yet in this video, or the farm system. I'll build that in tomorrow's video or whatever. So, but this is the design, so this will get you what you need, a location to put your chest down and what have you. So anyway, that's my layout, and this is the kind of mini base design I'd like to go with. So if you guys have any questions about this design or comments or concerns, just go ahead and leave me a comment and I'll see if I can help you out. Anyway, take care, guys.